Now, I think it's pretty safe to say that the future of the Star Wars universe seems to be quite expansive, not just with their books, novels, comics, and video games, but also, let's not forget about the new Star Wars TV shows, the new Star Wars movies that are currently in the works by Disney CEO Bob Chapek and others out there. And we have a lot of other projects currently in development that will be announced at Star Wars Celebration this year and next year. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way, guys, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support. It is greatly appreciated. Now, we are not only getting closer to TV shows out there like Mando Season 3, The Kenobi Show, and Star Wars Andor, which, by the way, is all set and ready to drop by this summer. We also have a lot of things brewing behind the scenes when it comes to Lucasfilm for a lot of the canon material that's going to be introduced to the fans later this year in the form of other aspects like books and comics and such. Now, moving on beyond all of this, one thing a lot of fans that will agree on with, of course, not just myself, but a lot of other fans out there is that at the end of the day, Star Wars belongs in the theaters. As much as I love the Star Wars TV shows that are coming out on Disney Plus so far, and how you're able to just stream things in your home, there's nothing like watching a Star Wars movie with other Star Wars fans and just getting involved in that energy and getting involved in all of the fans' reactions of the franchise. That's what makes the movie theater so special about this franchise, and that's exactly what Disney is trying to bring back with multiple Star Wars films, not just new solo movies, but also new trilogies that are currently in the works as well. So on top of all of this, what's even all the more intriguing has everything to do with actor Keanu Reeves. Now, we've talked about this for several months now, of his involvement with the new trilogy that is currently dubbed simply as the fourth Star Wars trilogy, completely separate with the continuation of the Skywalker saga. This is going to be its own thing, set in between different eras of the franchise, which we'll get into in just a second. Now, with both Disney and Lucasfilm beginning to work on the Ahsoka Tano TV series, creators Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni have been developing new Star Wars shows that will be unveiled at this year's and next year's Celebration event. However, it's noted that currently Disney CEO Bob Chapek is making great progress of the new Star Wars trilogy that is currently dubbed as the fourth trilogy that will focus on the Forbidden Era that takes place in between both the Old and High Republic eras, that is set to feature actor Keanu Reeves as the intimidating villain labeled as Lord Valar. Now, Lord Valar, portrayed by Keanu Reeves, has been in the making now for over 1 year, and is moving along smoothly to be done in live-action form. Now, further, it's noted that recently, however, actor Keanu Reeves engaged in another interview in which he was first questioned about John Wick 4 and 5, and eventually was questioned about his involvement in Star Wars and Marvel. Keanu Reeves went on to state, "You know, it's funny you bring that up because I am always questioned about all of this, of my involvement in franchises just like this." On top of that, of course, he goes on to say that, which I, by the way, love both franchises. I think they do a wonderful job with those movies. I have been approached before by Disney to do many projects associated with those two franchises, but, I don't think I can really confirm or deny anything right now. You know, when you look at a franchise like Star Wars, it's a very sensitive community that it contains. You have to be careful with the lore and respect it dearly. All I can really say is that Disney has approached me several times for both franchises, and that I have been in the talks with them for a while now. Now let me just stop right here for 1 second. Now, obviously Keanu Reeves is trying his absolute best to divert the question and to kind of not answer anything directly. The fact that he goes on to say that he can neither confirm or deny is a telltale sign that he is, yes, indeed, involved, and it matches directly up with the leaks that we've been going over for over a year now. The thing about Keanu Reeves, about his involvement in multiple franchises, I mean, he's involved with John Wick 4 and 5 already. 4, by the way, is already done. 5 is currently being worked on in the early development phase. He's got a lot going on for himself. I mean, I feel bad for the guy of what happened with The Matrix 4 getting such terrible reviews, and how the movie in and of itself just did not really meet expectations at all. To tell you guys the truth, I mean, The Matrix 4 was a flop. It really did not meet a lot of fans' expectations or what they expected to see in the movie, but I digress. He goes on to say this, again, I can't confirm anything at the moment, but I think that in the end, everything and everyone is going to be very happy. Apart from what Keanu Reeves stated, this falls directly in line with plans to begin filming the new trilogy by mid-2023 next year that will involve not just Keanu Reeves, but also the addition of Elizabeth Olsen as Lady Empress in the movies. The new trilogy is set to feature 2 Sith royal families that initiate a war against each other to where a group of Jedi find themselves in the middle of this conflict. A series of books and comics are already on the way to make this new era, and this new Star Wars, of course, time period canon, before the new movies even arrive. So, that's one thing to actually keep in mind here, is that this new war is going to be a Sith royal family that battles another Sith royal family, and how they each have their own army. And the Jedi, a group of Jedi, are going to be caught in the middle of all this happening. Now, to me, this sounds like a very interesting route to go. Basically, what they are showing is that it's going to be dark side forces versus dark side forces. It's kind of like what The Rise of Skywalker could have done, and they were very close to doing something like this, where it could have very well been the First Order versus, of course, the Sith army led by Palpatine. They could have done something like that. But, of course, that was all led by Palpatine to begin with in the first place, so they couldn't really go down that route. They could have if they wanted to, if Palpatine was not involved, however. Now, moving on from all of this, we already know that a lot of the lore involved with the new trilogy is going to be made canon by later this year, and will be introduced in early 2023. Now, Keanu Reeves is set to be one of the first Sith Lords to have perfected the essence transfer technique, and that this character is set to be a Sith Lord that has jumped from body to body over the years as a Sith spirit. Lord Valar is described to not only be an ancient Sith in a present body, but an ancient dark force user that actually dates back thousands of years, making him one of the most powerful characters to be introduced in the Star Wars series, that is set to wield a curved lightsaber blade in the new trilogy movies. Elizabeth Olsen is set to be, of course, a Sith Queen in a sense of the opposite family that will fight against Lord Valar's new army. Now, let me just stop right here for 1 second. Now, the thing about this is that we know that Keanu Reeves is getting involved with multiple franchises. I mean, obviously The Matrix is now over. The Matrix is going nowhere. The 4th one was a major flop at the box office, and neither did it perform well with the feedback. But the other thing is that he's getting involved with John Wick 4 and 5. He's getting involved with other franchises out there as well. You can see that Keanu Reeves is becoming pretty much like The Rock in a sense, where you have The Rock in all these different franchises. The same exact thing is happening with Keanu Reeves. And I think that this is Disney's way to kind of put fans of the actor into the theater seats. It almost comes off like a technique by Disney to actually boost up the sales of these new movies that they're actually approaching for, of course. So, overall, let me know what you guys think about all of this below in the comments. Let me know what you think about Elizabeth Olsen joining the cast as Lady Empress. We talked about this already before, but she is going to be one of the main characters in the series. Let me know what you guys have to say about all of that below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Gun in hand, we are alone again. No hiding from night to moon.